Remember when we used to just tell you which smartphone, tablet, or laptop to buy? Those were simpler times. Now it's all about AI, isn't it? Apple, Samsung, Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, they all have generative chatbots and stacks of AI tools to help you do more and better in every way. Phones, laptops, and tablets ship with AI baked in, but when considering which device with which generative platform is right for you, you also need to look at what's homegrown versus third-party partners each platform provides. In this video, we're sticking with what's native to each device. For Apple, it's Apple Intelligence, and for Samsung, it's Galaxy AI. I know, each of them also plugs into partners like Google for Gemini, OpenAI for ChatGPT, and even Perplexity. But you can just as easily download apps for each of them, so as far as I'm concerned, they don't count. Okay, they count. But not when you're trying to compare what Apple's developed versus what Samsung's built in the AI space. Because they've each done a lot. Maybe not always as much as we wanted or were promised. I'm looking at you, Apple. But these tools are far richer and more pervasive across their respective devices than you probably know. Now, before I dive into this head-to-head contest, there is a big X factor here. In June of this year, that's right, it's 2026, Apple will hold its annual Worldwide Developers Conference, also known as WWDC, where it will unveil updates to all its major platforms for all its major products. Part of that will include Apple Intelligence and more specifically, Siri. You see, Siri was supposed to get a massive update and be able, with permission of course, to see your screen and use your local data to help you in myriad ways. That didn't happen in 2025, and it still hasn't happened in 2026, but it will. And much of the update might be thanks to Google and the Gemini foundational models Apple will use to improve Siri and Apple Intelligence. If that happens, well, Apple will have third-party AI capabilities baked into Apple Intelligence. So, as I go through this, keep in mind that the experience you find on Apple devices a few months from now, or maybe when the iPhone 18 launches in September, might be quite a bit different. Let's start with how you find these tools. Is Apple Intelligence front and center on the iPhone and iPad? Can you summon Galaxy AI by talking to your Galaxy S26 Ultra? Not quite. These tools are more subtly woven into the fabric of each respective platform. I'll give you a quick example. Both Apple Intelligence and Galaxy AI can help you write better text messages, but where are those tools hiding? On, say, an iPhone, you have to select the text and then select Writing Tools hidden under an Apple Intelligence icon. Once you do that, you'll have access to the tools that let you describe your intention, proofread the text, rewrite, or use one of 3 preset styles, which include friendly, professional, or concise. On a Galaxy phone, you tap the text, and then you tap the Galaxy AI icon to access all the AI-assisted writing tools, including chat translation. These are all good and powerful features, but finding them is not exactly obvious. The more you look at Apple Intelligence and Samsung Galaxy AI, the more you realize they have in common. There are numerous comparable tools across them. Let's look at the ability to create new AI images out of your prompts or your poorly drawn doodles. In Apple Intelligence, there's an image playground. You can use yourself and people from your contacts to create all sorts of highly stylized and fantasy images featuring versions of you, your friends, and your family. You select the faces or contacts, some preset motifs, space, the beach, etc., and if you want, add a prompt. In this, as most of Apple's generative work, the end result doesn't look exactly like you, but that seems intentional. Apple does let you go further and take simple sketches in Notes and with, I kid you not, a magic wand, transform them into attractive art. Instead of waving the wand, you circle the doodle you want to transform. Again, the result is something that is influenced by your original drawing, but mostly bears little resemblance to it. Samsung's tools are a little more powerful and extensive. In Notes, you can sketch and then use Creative Studio to create your art. You open Notes, doodle, select the Galaxy icon, choose Creative Studio, select Generate Image, circle the image, and select the big Generate button. Then you wait 5 seconds or so to get an image that, to my eyes, works a bit harder to update your artistic intention. Both platforms let you add prompts to adjust the art, though if you want in Apple Intelligence anything photorealistic, you'll want to switch to ChatGPT and its more sophisticated off-device models. Just remember, it can be slower. Let's talk about their generative photo editing capabilities. Apple Intelligence Cleanup and the AI Eraser in Galaxy AI work similarly and are almost equally effective in their photo cleanup capabilities. Using Apple Intelligence, I can easily remove background objects and people from photos. I just circle, scrub over them, or let Apple automatically choose what to remove. Samsung Galaxy AI lets me remove even larger objects. Overall, Samsung is more adept at filling in the background. In fact, this leads me to another major difference between these platforms: Apple's hesitation to replace major portions of a photo. This is not a concern shared by Samsung. Galaxy AI photo tools let you sketch on an image to add almost anything you can imagine while making it look photorealistic. Now look, the results don't often truly resemble what you sketched, but it is a powerful feature. Samsung also lets you use prompts to alter images simply by describing what you want to see. If there's an apple on a table, I can ask Galaxy AI to take a bite out of it, and the result is pretty good. If you add prompts to adjust the image, though, it starts to move further and further away from the original photo. If you're looking for ways to simplify the content you read, both platforms offer ample summarization tools. A rather large caveat with Samsung Galaxy AI's web summaries: they only work if you use Samsung's native web browser, and I honestly never use that when I already have Chrome on the device. You access the summary tool via Galaxy AI icon at the bottom of the browser, and if you want to try it, it works pretty well. Apple Intelligence manages to effectively hide web summaries in Safari. They're stuck under reader mode, which itself is not that easy to find. Once you switch to that, the big gray Summarize button appears at the top. The results are fairly lean compared to what Samsung provides, and also lack direct access to translation tools. If, for instance, I ask Bixby to turn on this S26 Ultra's privacy display, it'll do it instantly. Watch. Turn on the privacy display.
I've turned on privacy display.
And if I ask Siri to lower the brightness on this iPhone 17 Pro Max, it does so immediately too. Lower the brightness by 50%. Done, and without a word. These features are two huge time savers that I suspect not many people know about. Siri and Galaxy AI are excellent system concierges. Samsung tries to take this even further with Now Brief and Now Nudge, which are intended to be contextual AI tools that use knowledge about you and your phone to be more proactive assistants. They surface relevant information where and when you need it. In our experience, we found these Now tools useful, but not earth-shattering. On the Apple Intelligence side, Siri can summarize messages, notifications, emails with varying results, but it simply doesn't offer the system and knowledge about you we've been promised. As I noted earlier, that might soon change. In the meantime, for general interest questions, Siri can tap into ChatGPT for answers. Bixby now uses Perplexity in South Korea and the US. Still, neither of these is native to either Apple Intelligence or Samsung Galaxy AI. Is there a clear winner here? If we're solely judging Galaxy AI versus Apple Intelligence, maybe it's Galaxy AI by a nose for its bigger swings on the image generation front. Probably what matters most, though, is what comes next. We'll be watching Apple's WWDC 2026 closely and what it means for Apple Intelligence and Siri.